Charles Hoskinson is supercharging the DJED stablecoin. I'll give you my controversial take on the team behind it and stablecoins in general.
When Lambo, I'm such a degen.
Welcome to Degenny from the blockchain, where we defy logic, and in this episode, let's go through the supercharging of the DJED stablecoin, the algorithmic stablecoin on the Cardano blockchain, and how it's getting supercharged. Those words come straight from the Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson, supercharging the DJED stablecoin. So if we go to the tweet from Charles Hoskinson, he says, "No, we aren't dropping DJED over rumors from its horrible performance. We are supercharging the team." Okay? Yeah. Okay, so then if we go to IOHK, this is the parent company, I guess, of Cardano. IOG is today announcing 2 new senior hires from a new stablecoin venture, to form a new stablecoin venture, I should say. And you can see that Sean Ford is the CEO, and David Markley is the COO. But who is Sean Ford? Well, let's go to Dan Gambardello's X post here from October 24th that says massive Cardano news. IOG, it's I guess the new name for IOHK, just took a huge step forward in the stablecoin game by appointing Algorand's founding member and former CEO Sean Ford, I don't know why I keep saying that, as CEO of their new stablecoin spin-out venture. Cardano now also setting itself up to innovate the future of stablecoins. And down here in the comments here, Chibadango Heroes says at Chibadango NFT says, "How about USD on Cardano?" I'll actually get to that take in a second, but I wanted to point that out because I'll be talking about that too. So there's been a lot of people saying, oh, Algorand gets a slap in the face by Charles Hoskinson by taking the former CEO, Sean Ford. Okay, let's remember here, this is from W.S. Ford himself, Sean Ford, on March 24th, 2023. This is when he stepped down as the interim CEO of Algorand. Not of Algorand Foundation, that's a different entity, but it's been 7 months since Sean Ford was in the role of CEO at Algorand. Like, people move teams all the time. You get mid-season trades, people hold out in sports, right? And, it's forgotten about. You're like, oh, I can't believe you're doing that to your team. But then they sign with a new team, and they're the player that they always have been, and people love them again, and people move on. Why aren't we moving on from this? Algorand has had a few people run through as CEO, Sean Ford being one of them. He's the founding member of Algorand, and here's a take. If he was a founding member of Algorand, and we all believe that Algorand has great tech, you can watch my interview with John Allen Woods, a beautiful 48-minute interview of us going over the tech of Algorand and more things to come in 2024. But anyway, if that blockchain that is dubbed has great tech by so many people, and Sean Ford is the founding member, and Charles Hoskinson is nabbing him to work on the restructuring or the supercharging of the DJED stablecoin, then that tells me, first of all, that Algorand should not be feeling like they had a slap in the face, or all the ALGO fan people. You should be happy that it's further proof that Sean Ford, being a founding member of Algorand and being brought over or implemented from by Charles Hoskinson into the DJED stablecoin revamp, that should be bullish for you that Algorand is a great tech, in that it does have a solid community and people behind it who have founded it, right? So that makes me bullish on Algorand, actually, just to get that out of the way. Okay? And it's been 7 months since Sean Ford was in this role of Algorand CEO, and it was an interim basis anyway. So why are people just love to hang on narratives? Oh, a slight to Algorand by the Cardano founder. What about David Markley? Sorry to butcher his name, but what about, David Markley? I mean, he probably come from somewhere too, but we're not going to bash that team that he came from because he got plucked. Look, again, just like in sports, people get traded all the time. People hold out all the time for more money or force a trade out. Happens all the time. I don't see any difference here. In fact, Sean Ford hasn't been in this role at Algorand for 7 months. He can sign on wherever he wants to. Not a big deal. And the fact that he founded Algorand with some people that have a great tech shows me that, and Charles Hoskinson wants him on his team, shows me that Algorand's in a great position in terms of technology and what they have built. So, yeah, big deal. Big deal, everybody. Big deal. I hate that narrative that Charles Hoskinson is slighting Algorand or Cardano has slighted Algorand or is exceeding Algorand, whatever it is, because they signed on a former interim CEO of Algorand who was a founding member who hasn't been there in 7 months. Good for Sean Ford, good for Charles Hoskinson, and good for Algorand for having such a bright mind launch Algorand. Give me a break. Give me a break. Okay, now we go on to my take on the DJED stablecoin. So now that the Algorand part is out of the way, let's turn to DJED stablecoin being supercharged in the words that Charles Hoskinson used, and why this is good, and why DJED is not dead and shouldn't be dead at all. Okay, so look. DJED is less than a year old, right? The DJED stablecoin is less than a year old. We have to give it time to mature and flatten out, right? So it is, people have said that sorry about that. I was just pulling up the DJED chart, but people have said that DJED has gone as high as $1.10 and as low as 95 cents. Well, let's take a look at this stablecoin that's supposed to be pegged to the dollar and how it's performed. So this is on CoinGecko. We see on the yearly chart of DJED, it's currently sitting at $1.02, that its high volatility was $1.11. All right. And its low has hit 97.5 cents a couple times, but more recently 97.6 cents. Okay, so let's just call it 97 cents. And you can see this entire chart of DJED dates back to February 2023. So again, DJED has been in existence for less than a year, all right? And it's gone as high as $1.11 and as low as 97 cents, okay? So let's remember that for DJED, all right? And we have to give it time to mature and flatten out. This is a stablecoin, an algorithmic stablecoin that has 4 times its backing in ADA and I thought Shen when it first launched, but maybe it's just ADA now. But it's backed 4 times for volatility like this. So we have to give it time to mature and flatten out. It has gotten as high as $1.11 and as low as 97 cents. Now let me ask you this. Let's just say a dime is 10 cents. Do you ever miss out on a dime that falls out of your pocket? Or do you miss out on a dime, if something is $1.90, and you give them $2, what do you do with that dime and change? Like, you probably just gets lost in the black hole of your car or in your couch cushions, right? Nobody cares about a dime anymore. Nobody cares about 3 cents, and the other way, 97 cents from $1. So when we see these fluctuations, it's a brand new algorithmic stablecoin that we've never seen before being backed by the chain's token 4 times the amount, right? So this was also launched in a bear market. So for us not to expect some volatility in DJED, a brand new experiment, is a little ignorant. Of course it's going to fluctuate a little bit. And if it goes up to 110, it doesn't stay there forever. It comes back around $1. If it goes down to 97 cents, it doesn't stay there forever. It goes back to around $1. And we don't miss a dime or a few pennies here and there. We just don't. When you're working with hundreds of thousands of dollars even, that ratio of fluctuation is so small for you anyway, right? Like, I don't know what that would be, but if you have, $100 and it's fluctuating by 10%, it's not much of a move, and it's just there for a second, not a second, but it's just there for a little bit of time before it comes to stable back down around $1. And the fact that Cardano is in a bear market, what do we expect? well, all of crypto's in a bear market. What do we expect? Of course, we're going to expect some of this volatility in a brand new experimental algorithmic stablecoin that has 4 times the backing in its native chain token. So of course it's going to fluctuate. Why are we surprised by this? Okay, now here's the other thing. We have Tether. We have USDC. We even have DAI. So do we even need DJED? You know, you can create USDC or USDT on your native chain so easily now. It's on like so many chains. Do we really need more than a few stablecoins anyway? I would have to say, for the ethos of crypto, we do need a successful algorithmic stablecoin. I would say that for sure, because that's the ethos of crypto. It's decentralized finance, right? So yes, we do want an algorithmic stablecoin that has nothing to do with what's backing it. But yeah, in a decentralized manner. So that's the ethos of crypto that we want to follow. So yes, we do need a successful algorithmic stablecoin. Okay, but just like we have maybe 100 layer ones or countless layer ones out there, how many more layer ones do we actually need? So we actually don't need more stablecoins than what we have now, but we do need a successful algorithmic stablecoin. So let's give it time to mature, right? Oh my God. So that's just, and again, this is the reason why DJED is backed 4 times, like 400% of the assets for DJED. How do I say this properly? DJED is backed by 4 times its asset, right? And it's held in the ADA token, or maybe Shen too. I'm not sure if that changed at all. So as Cardano fluctuates, that's why it's backed 400% and not 100% to DJED, because it allows for that fluctuation. So over time, as DJED is refined and its code is refined and the percentage can drop down to 350% or 300%, it'll go back up to 400. And as it matures, it's going to become a $1 algorithmic successful stablecoin. So why are we freaking out for something that is not even 1 year old in a huge experimental fashion? Why are we freaking out that it's gone up to $1.10? Why are we freaking out that it's gone down to 97 cents? For the most part, it's hovering around $1. It's hovering around $1. And it's doing what it was meant to do. So it's just the fact that it's not being used much is the only downfall, and it's the bear market. What do we expect? We have to give this time to mature. And Charles Hoskinson saying we're supercharging DJED by adding these 2 highly sought after people in Web3. It makes sense. It's not going away. It's going through its evolution. It's going through its maturation. That's what DJED is doing. Okay, let it mature and flatten out eventually over time. Again, the ideology of an algorithmic stablecoin is what we should want in a decentralized financial network that crypto is. So we have to give it time to mature and figure out the kinks. And again, that's what Charles Hoskinson is doing, adding these 2 new team members in supercharged DJED. And again, it was launched at a bear market, so for it only to be this volatile, slightly volatile, is a win in my book. I've never used DJED, but looking at that chart and understanding the technology a little bit behind it, I can see why it would fluctuate. And we have to give it time to mature as it fine-tunes itself, and it's a win in my book. DJED stablecoin, to make it this far and only be fluctuating 10 cents or 3 cents up and down and not sustaining the level there for that long before it comes back around the $1 level, that's a win. And they're fine-tuning the tech behind it. And that's what they're doing with Sean Ford, who hasn't been in the Algorand CEO chair for more than 7 months, who is allowed to leave and switch teams, and who has founded Algorand, and who has joined Charles Hoskinson's team, proving that he's a smart mind behind the building of Algorand itself. That's bullish for me. All of this is bullish for me. No FUD whatsoever. I love it. I love it all. Do you love it? Let me know in the comments below. But always do your own research, because this is not financial advice. It's just my blockchain reaction. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching to the very end. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, drop a comment, and share the video. Follow me on X at Degenny Crypto, and please enjoy the next episode or my suggestion to the left.